Hi, my name is Diana Vialta,
And I'm Andrea Hernandez.
and we're going to be talking about the Celdt.
Celdt. Celdt is the California English Language Development Test. It is a state and federal designated test that requires students whose primary language is not English to assess for English language proficiency. The Celdt assesses public school students in TK through 12th grade in four domains, which are listening, speaking, reading, and writing. It is administered each year as an initial assessment to newly enrolled students whose primary language is not English, as indicated on the Home Language Survey. The Celdt is for students whose primary language is not English and they can be tested from TK through 12th grade.
The purpose of the test. It's to identify students who are limited English proficient, LEP, to determine the level of English language proficiency for LEP students, assess the progress of LEP students in acquiring the skills of listening, speaking, reading, and writing in English. The legal bias for requiring the test is so that all students have the right to an equal education, and any language limitations could prevent a student from accessing that right.
Administering the test. Test administrators who are employees of the local educational agency, which is LEA. The LEAs include school districts, county offices of education, special state schools, and independent public charter schools. They have to be proficient in speaking in English to administer the test. When? The test dates are from July 1st through October 31st, which is the annual assessment, and July 1st through June 30th is the initial assessment. For example, if the student comes in the middle of the school year, they have 30 days to complete the initial assessment and then annually to take the test. The Celdt is an untimed test. However, grades TK through first average time is an hour and 20 minutes, and grades second through 12th grade average time is 2 hours and 25 minutes.
Assessing students with disabilities. So this is required for all students. It does not matter if they have a disability, but their IEP team can determine if the student needs any adaptation or modification done. So they have different tests for them if they need them.
Some important facts is in 2016 and 17, the Celdt will continue to be administered until the new English language proficiency assessment for California becomes operational. That is also known as LPAC. In 2017-18, the Celdt will only be administered for the purpose of initial identification only. Can parents opt out? No, parents cannot opt out. It is required by the state and federal law.
What types of educators does this affect? Affects educators that work with English language learners. It affects educators that work in communities where there are English learners, and so on. Guidelines for reclassification. Assessment of, so these are there are four guidelines for reclassification, and that's assessment of the ELP using an objective assessment instrument, which is the Celdt, which is what we're looking at. The teacher evaluation, so the teacher can determine if the student has reached the proficiency of English. The parents' opinion, and they consult them, so they have a meeting with the parents to make sure that the parents agree with what the teacher and the Celdt has come up with, and the comparisons of the performance of students at the same age that have their basic skills. So they look at students from the same grade level that might be even in the same classroom to make sure that the student doesn't fall behind and that their basic rights aren't taken away.
And here is a glossary of some of the terms that were mentioned in the PowerPoint.
The annual assessment, the AA.
The initial assessment, the IA.
And the local educational agency, the LEA. Thanks.